Today we continue with the same chapter, gravitation. Last class I discussed about escape velocity, gravitational potential energy, and the value of g, how it varies with the speed of rotation of the earth. Okay. Today I will discuss about planetary motion or planetary motion or motion of satellites. Mainly they have same principle. Okay. What is a planet? Planet is a celestial body which revolves around the sun like this. Planet is revolving around the sun. And what is satellite? Is a celestial body which is revolving around a planet. The working is same. One is revolving around the sun and one is revolving around the planet. Let us suppose mass of the sun is capital M and mass of the satellite will be small, that is small m. So, what provides the necessary centripetal force? In the centripetal force chapter I said the necessary centripetal force is provided by the force of gravitation between the sun and the planet. So here we have the equal lengths. We have force of gravitation is equal to centripetal force. Centripetal force. Okay, force of gravitation formula we have G m by r square. Centripetal force formula we have mv square by r. These are cancelled. M and m cancel. V square value will come G m by r, small r. Therefore, the value of V will come root of G m by r. This V is called orbital velocity. Because this is the velocity of the planet in this orbit. With this velocity, the planet will be revolving around. And if it is all about satellites, say Earth satellite is called geostationary satellite, whose position remains fixed with respect to the Earth. If it is Earth satellite, this formula will be true even for the Earth satellite. What is G? Universal gravitational constant. M. In this case, M is the mass of the sun. And what is R? R is the radius of the orbit, or the distance of the planet from the sun. This distance is r. But if it is the case of satellite, G is same, but m will be the mass of the planet, because planet will be here and satellite will be here. So mass of the planet will be coming here. In case of satellite, planet will come here and the satellite will come here. If it is Earth satellite, you can take m is the mass of the Earth. If it is geostationary satellite, m will be the mass of the Earth and small r will be the radius of the Earth. Okay. Or radius of its orbit rather. Now, let us find the period of revolution. How to find the period of revolution? To find the period of revolution, we continue from here. V formula will write omega r, and this side will write G m by r. Squaring both the sides, to remove this one. This will become like this, omega square r square. Here we get G m by r. So cross multiply. Omega value will change in time period. That means we get 2 pi by t square into r cube is equal to G m. So your answer will be now 4 pi square by t square into r cube is equal to Gm. Therefore, t square value, if you make the subject of formula, will become 4 pi r cube by Gm. So t value will become root of this. So t square value will come this much, 4 pi r cube by Gm. Here we find one important thing. Therefore, we write that t square is proportional to r cube. T square is proportional to r cube. This is called Kepler's law of periods. periods. But Kepler's law is applicable for planetary motion, and I'll give you the law after finishing this part. If question comes using the law of gravitation, prove Kepler's law of periods. So we have to start from here, and there we will be taking planets and sun system, and we will continue here and we will prove this one. This one is called law of periods for the planets, and that is coming under the Kepler's law. Derive Kepler's third law of periods from law of gravitation. We start beginning from here and we end up here. Okay. Now I am coming to especially about geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellite. Geostationary satellite. Geo means Earth. The satellite of the Earth whose position remains fixed with respect to a point on the surface of the Earth is called geostationary satellite. The position of such a satellite will not go away from a particular point on the surface of the Earth. We say that is the satellite, geostationary satellite is that satellite whose period of rotation is same as the period of revolution is same as the period of rotation of the Earth. That's why such satellite will never be escaping from the surface of the Earth. Those satellites will still will be all that time constant with respect to the position will remain constant with respect to the point on the surface of the Earth. So let us draw a diagram and see. This is Earth. Radius of the Earth is R, and we are having a satellite like this. This is a satellite. Satellite's height I take as h from the surface of the Earth. This height is h. Height of the satellite from the surface of the Earth is h. And this is the center of the Earth. That is radius of the Earth is r. Mass of the Earth is m, and mass of the satellite is small m. So we'll begin with the same. Let us calculate the value of height. This height is called height of the parking orbit. This is called parking orbit. This one, parking orbit or the Clark's orbit. The orbit in which a geostationary satellite revolves around the Earth is called parking orbit or Clark's, C-L-A-R-K-E apostrophe is Clark's orbit. Let us find the value of h. That is height of the parking orbit from the surface of the Earth. From the surface of the Earth. First we will be writing this force of gravitation. Same method we follow. Force of gravitation is equal to centripetal force. We write this one first. Force of gravitation formula will be G m by r square. Centripetal force will be equal to mv square by r cancel, cancel. We have v square value coming here, Gm by r. What is r? Is the common distance from here till here. This distance is r. That is, here we write r is equal to capital R plus h. R is the total one from center till this point, total distance from the center of the Earth. Okay, now this v will be called orbital velocity. We will continue further. V is equal to omega r, like the previous I have written like that only. Gm by r, v I change and become 2 pi by t whole square into r cube is equal to Gm. Therefore, let us calculate the value of r from this equation. We get r cube value will come like this, Gm into t square by 4 pi square. Now, R cube I keep as it is, and we know the fact this is for the earth, especially G formula we have G m by R square. So G m value we can write G R square. Let us replace, instead of this I write a G R square into T square by 4 pi square. R cube value, we put the value of G value on the surface of the earth is 9.8. Radius of the earth value will be given in the question, or we are supposed to know also 6400 into 10 to the power of 3. 6400 kilometer into meter we are changing, square into. What is T? T is the period of rotation of the earth. Period of rotation of the earth is 24 hours. Here we will be writing 24 into 60 square upon 4 pi square. Whatever answer comes, we take the cube root of that answer. When you take the cube root of that answer, the answer will come 42400 kilometer will come in kilometer. Just now the answer will come in meter, but we can change in kilometer. The answer will come this one, 42400 kilometer. And later on, now I write R value, I write R plus H is equal to 42400 kilometer. Therefore, H is equal to 42400 kilometer minus capital R. Capital R value we have 6400 kilometer. When you subtract, the answer will become 36,000 kilometers. So this is an important fact. That means the height of the parking orbit. Parking orbit means where the geostationary satellite is revolving around is 36,000 kilometers above the surface of the earth. From the surface of the earth, this satellite's height is this one, 36,000 kilometers. Then if we send a satellite in such a way that it reaches a height of 36,000 kilometers from the surface of the earth, then the satellite will become geostationary. It will keep revolving around the earth without escaping the position from the point on the surface of the earth. That's why it's called stationary. Stationary means position remains fixed throughout. And that is the right. And here we do one more thing. Let us find the orbital velocity of such satellite. What is the velocity of the satellites in this orbit? So to find that, we'll be again doing this. Orbital velocity. Let us find orbital velocity. Orbital velocity of the geostationary satellite. For finding this, again we'll be equating gravitational force with this force. Let us write as G m by R square is equal to, here we'll be writing m v square by centripetal force, m cancel. We'll do cross product. V square is coming like this. R also will go. G m by R. V square will write as it is. G m value will put G R square by small r. Then we write here V square is equal to G R square by R value will put here R plus H. Okay. We write like this. This is the value of orbital velocity. For a satellite revolving close to the Earth's surface. That means when the satellite's position is, height is very close to the surface of the Earth, that means this h is too small with respect to r. That is, h we can consider 0 with respect to r. Then formula will become like this. V orbital value will become gr square. This h is neglected with respect to r. We write r cancel. Therefore, V orbital value will become root gr. This becomes the formula of orbital velocity. But this formula is only applicable for a satellite which is revolving very close to the surface of the Earth, very close. For example, radius of the Earth is 6400 kilometer, and if a satellite is revolving, at a height of 100 meter, so 6400 kilometer, if you change in meter, you have to multiply by 1000. So that will become 64 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 40, 64 lakhs it becomes. 64 lakhs and 100 meter is 64 lakh meter, and only 100 meter. 100 meter is too small, so we can neglect 100 meter. We can take the entire thing as 6400 kilometer, or we can take the entire thing as 64 lakhs meter. So such satellite is considered to be very close, and the formula of orbital velocity will become root gr. And let us find the period of revolution of such satellite. Just like period of revolution of a satellite very close to the surface of the earth. Period of revolution of the satellite very close to the surface of the earth. We will be finding this very distance v orbital equal to root gr. V value to omega r. So omega radius will be r only, this r only, because the total distance is actually small r, but h is negligible with respect to this r. Is equal to gr. We do squaring both the sides, become omega square r square is equal to gr. R of cancel. Then omega square value will become g by r. Omega value will become root g by r. Omega value will be like 2 pi by t is equal to root of g by r. Making t the subjective formula, it become 2 pi root of r by g. If we put the value here, t is equal to 2 pi square root radius of the earth. Radius of the earth is 6400 kilometer. 6400 into 1000 divided by g. The value of g, I will take 9.8, I will take 10 and calculate this answer. The answer will come 84 minutes will come in the minutes. Just now the answer is coming in second. You divide by 60, the answer will come in minutes. The answer will come approximately 84 minutes. That means 1 hour and 24 minutes. This is the answer. Such close satellites period of revolution will be equal to 1 hour 24 minutes. You can check in calculation of this way. But this is only applicable for a satellite which is revolving very close to the surface of the earth. And the mechanism is same, planets and satellite mechanism is same. Okay, now the last part of this chapter which you have to learn is Kepler's law of planetary motion. Kepler's law of planetary motion. Planetary motion. Kepler was the astrologer. He gave 3 laws of planetary motion. 3 laws he gave. First law is called law of orbits. Law of orbits. Let me tell you what is law of orbit. Law of orbits states that the planets revolve. It states that the planets revolve around the sun. Revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit. In an elliptical, elliptical, elliptical orbit. That is law number 1. Law number 2 is called law of areas. Law of areas. Second law. Law of areas. It states that the line joining the sun from the planets, sweeps out, sweeps out equal area in equal time. That is law number 2. Law number 3 is called law of periods. And I already told you law of periods is like this. T square is proportional to R cube. This one. This is called law of period. But how to put this into statement? For this we say that is the square of, it is said that the square of period of revolution. The square of period of revolution of a planet. The square of period of revolution of a planet is directly proportional to to the cube of cube of the mean distance of the planet, cube of the mean distance of the planet from the sun, So this is called law of periods. And law of periods, I have already proved it in the previous derivation. You can see over here. I have already proved it by the law of gravitation. Very often this question comes, obtains the Kepler's law of periods using the law of gravitation. So once again I will show how we can prove this law. This law, how we can prove it. How we can prove this law. For this proving, we will be just first writing that force of gravitation is equal to centripetal force. We will apply the same method again. This gravitational force will provide the centripetal force. And the formula is highlighted G mm by r square. Here I am getting mv square by r. Mm cancel, r cancel. We have v square value coming G m by small r. V value at omega square r square G m by r. The omega value will at 2 pi by t whole square r square is equal to gm by r. Squaring 4 pi square by t square, this will become r cube is equal to gm. Making t square the subject of formula, the value will become gm. The value will become 4 pi r square. 4 pi square r cube by gm. This thing is constant. G is always constant, and mass of the sun, that is also constant. That means therefore we get T square is proportional to R cube. Hence the Kepler's law of period is obtained. Though I already showed this one, but once again fresh. This is the question. Suppose that this would be answer. From here you start and you finish till here. The theory part of this chapter is this much. Next day we will be doing the problems. Okay, thank you.